Excellencies, distinguished guests. It is both an honor and a pleasure to be addressing you today. And I would like to sincerely thank Klaus Schwab, Executive Chairman of the World Economic Forum, as well as Espen Barth Eide for organizing this event. It is not, I do believe, a coincidence that this session follows a discussion on the future of Europe, since the history of Europe and of the European Union teaches us many valuable lessons. The most important being that a united Europe is the only sustainable antidote to conflict and division. And at a time when Europe is enduring a deep crisis primarily linked to the tragic events unfolding in Cyprus' immediate neighborhood, myself and Mustafa are working tirelessly to reunify our country. Since May 2015, we are engaging in intensive negotiations to reach a settlement that will be in line with the vision of the vast majority of Cypriots to transform our country from an island divided to an island that it is a common homeland for coexistence, peaceful cooperation and tolerance, in full conformity and respect to the set of rules, values and principles of the European Union. The negotiations, which cover all chapters of the Cyprus problem, have resulted so far in convergences and common understanding on many issues, whilst differences remain on several other substantial and core issues. And without intending to create unrealistic expectations, I believe that 2016 could be the year that we learned the unacceptable status quo, provided always that we continue working with determination, we table constructive proposals on outstanding issues that will correspond to the climate of hope prevailing in the island and will take into account the sensitivities and concerns of both communities. A third factor or element is that all other stakeholders and interested parties involved support constructively the efforts. And the fourth is that we do hope that we shall have the support of the international community at large, particularly as regards substantially contributing to meet the financial aspects of the solution. Ladies and gentlemen, I am adamant that Europe and the European project holds many of the answers to the puzzle that is the solution of the Cyprus problem. That is the solution of the Cyprus problem. Let us not forget that Cyprus is and will continue to be a member state of the European Union. We must therefore approach all issues on the negotiating table through the prism of the EU. It is for this reason that we consider it a success for the process and for both sides equally, as well as the EU itself, that in this new round of the negotiations, the EU has assumed an enhanced role, always under the auspices of the United Nations. Reunited Cyprus needs to be able to effectively participate and constructively facilitate the EU decision-making rather than hinder it. Further, a lasting solution to the Cyprus problem would also have significant ramifications for Europe and all interested parties. At the same time, the discovery of hydrocarbons in the region open up new possibilities for cooperation and synergies. We strongly believe that energy cooperation in the region, without exclusions, can transform the Eastern Mediterranean into a pillar of stability, security and peace, while at the same time it can be a decisive factor to achieving energy security for the European Union. As I have often stated, I am convinced that energy must not be allowed to be a source of friction, but rather a catalyst for peace, stability, and regional integration. Essentially, it can become a coal and steel story for the region. Ladies and gentlemen, these are decisive times for Cyprus, for the wider region, for the EU and the international community. I can assure you that living in the midst of a region of turmoil, we are committed to continue working with resolve to heal what is an open wound at the heart of Europe, so as for Cyprus to be established as a reference point and symbol for coexistence of the whole region. I count on the full support of the international community on reaching this goal and on turning the page of history. Thank you very much for your attention.